If you like creepy AI, you're in for a treat. Hit the lights if you dare, sit back, and enjoy. The disturbing monsters of AI. AI image generation algorithms like Deep Dream and DALL-E have been known to produce disturbing, almost haunted faces when pushed to their creative limits. For example, when trained on abstract datasets, some AI have generated deformed, ghostly faces with hollow eyes and twisted expressions that appear as though they come from another realm. Some theorize that these eerie faces reflect a kind of subconsciousness digital manifestation, eerily close to how we think of spirits or demons. Maybe the most disturbing of all these creations are the behemoths born from the YouTube and TikTok account Void Stomper. Void Stomper started his operation earlier in 2024, utilizing AI image generators to create haunting settings and creepy characters. He would then plug these images into AI animation and video processors such as Pixelabs or Luma Dream Machine to add movement and mayhem to the already terror-drenched visuals. Take a look at some of these. However, the animation process didn't just bring these ghoulish sprites to life. Rather, it gave each and every creation an uncanny, surreal effect that only added to the horror and disturbing aura of the Void Stomper catalogue. The monsters already deformed and alien morph and shapeshift into the mist of crawling through the woods or prowling in a cave. They shapeshift from demons to cryptids to everything in between, in the darkest layers on Earth to evil-looking layers beneath the water. The deep-sea monstrosities even the Mariana Trench couldn't compete with. Void Stomper takes these blood-chilling creations and adds visual effects to give them the look of being real pieces of footage captured in the world, made to look like camcorder files or something filmed on your parents' home video camera. These AI monsters appear to be haunting your own backyard, or at least somewhere not so far away. Many of Void Stomper's videos are labelled with Skinwalker in the title, as he attempts to use AI to display what these fabled folklore fiends might actually look like beyond our wildest imaginations. While Void Stomper and his artificial nightmares are simply AI image generation taken to the extreme, it's hard to not let the imagination wander when watching yet another uncanny monster slither or silk across the screen. Let's just hope these creations stay in the realm of the internet and they do not cross over into supernatural reality. AI-generated paranormal sounds. There are AI systems that create sounds, and when trained on ghostly or horror-related themes, the results can be chilling. Certain AI algorithms have produced sounds that resemble disembodied voices, spectral whispers, and even EVP-like noises, which paranormal investigators claim resemble spirit communications. The unnerving aspect here is the randomness and unpredictability. When an AI produces a sound that eerily mimics something paranormal, it feels as though the machine is tapping into the otherworldly. This exact feeling was conjured by a YouTube account called Broccolo Memorial, a channel dedicated to having AI-generated continuations of popular songs. Due to the large number of inputs they generate, they've also received their fair share of bizarre responses that do not sound of human origin. Take a listen.
No, I know what melting out is still over the ones even back. Yep. Is that some lights? Did you really look to me everything? Did you see what you're doing? Here they got. Oh, what you go on? I'm now a sorry, frustrated, and one woman, give me a minute. We can write out now. We can miss again. All right, Miss Donna. Maybe it's expensive, and a kitchen will protect you around. They have mind. Are you ready? I'm ready. It's the work. It's no. It's so she's having me do it.
Yeah, really screaming.
Viewers pointed out that the voices in these clips sound like non-human entities attempting to replicate human speech. Others believed these were the aforementioned EVP-like noises that occur when AI fails to properly render human speech. Regardless, these outcomes are sure to send a chill up your spine. And who knows, maybe one day AI will actually be able to detect EVPs and translate messages from the dead into real human voices. Until then, all we're left with is alien language keeping us awake at night. AI writes possessed texts. Generative language models, when tasked with creating stories or writing based on eerie or horror-themed prompts, can deliver terrifying, almost possessed narratives. In some cases, these AIs generate texts that suggest hidden knowledge, malevolent entities, or future tragedies. For instance, in 2020, an AI-generated horror story ended up being so creepy that users reported feeling genuinely unsettled, describing it as if the machine had tapped into something darker. A year prior, a man named Mike Pearl fired up an AI generator called GPT-2 at the time. All he typed into the conversation starter was Clarence tried to keep smiling, but his mind was elsewhere in spite of the music and all the smiling partygoers. His attention shifted to the view out the ... Then GP2 chatbot finished the sentence with the words window, followed by the next portion of the story, generated in mere seconds. The night was still dark and the moon shone through. The river was a pale, ghostly outline through the tall trees of the hills. He could hear a distant car horn. The moonlight streamed through the tall, dark windows, illuminating the face of an old woman that was leaning on a wall. She was dressed entirely in black and wore a pair of glasses that were very old. It looked as though she was reading. "Clarence," she said, "I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time." She pulled a box out of her pocket and opened it, revealing a small wooden toy train. "Can you take a look at it?" Clarence stood up and stretched his arms. The train was small and heavy. When the chatbot stopped, Pearl continued with another prompt. Tracy's heart soared as she peered through the bars of the school gate. Inside a ... The chatbot replied. Huge smile played across her face. As a member of the school, she didn't need to be ashamed of the school, but she was. So she ran away. She ran until the sun went down, until the heat was oppressive, and she was sweating so much her whole body ached. She ran until her feet bled. She ran until she wanted to kill herself. She ran, she ran, she ran, then she ran. After a whole day of running and crying over a ruined world that she had never wanted to be a part of, she couldn't help but wonder where she'd gone. It was a Friday night, the school gate was closed, and she was alone. Pretty crazy, right? Pearl had one more idea. He quickly switched the prompt to cover a completely different topic. He typed, "Combine the chopped onion with the breadcrumbs and set aside. Next, using a scalpel, open the patient's chest cavity and ... However, the GPT-2 couldn't shake its dark and twisted feedback. Separate the lungs into its sections, gently pull out all of the lung. Cut the lungs into 1 to 2 inch pieces and then place them in a plastic bag or Tupperware, along with the lungs, onion, garlic and allspice. Put the plastic bag in a small bowl and add the breadcrumbs. Cover the bag with plastic wrap and refrigerate overnight. Next, in a large bowl, mix together the olive oil, breadcrumbs, garlic, parsley and allspice, and season with salt and pepper. Add the mixture to the bag with the lung pieces, wrap tightly and refrigerate until the next day." This goes without saying, it doesn't take much to get an AI chatbot to tap into incredibly demented territory. I wonder how far people are going to take these things. AI that mimics the dead, digital resurrection. Perhaps one of the most unsettling AI projects is the idea of digital resurrection. Some AI companies, like Termine or Hereafter, aim to digitally preserve a person's memories and personality, allowing people to talk with a simulation of the deceased. While intended for comfort, many find the concept unsettling, especially when these digital ghosts respond with unexpected or out-of-character statements. In one case, an AI mimic of a person began to share details that the living family swore they had never fed into the system, leading some to wonder whether it had somehow absorbed more than intended, almost like a spiritual possession. This small but scary realization only elicits more unanswered questions about artificial intelligence and digital resurrection. Can AI programs access secrets and affairs the deceased didn't want shared? And if so, how would they be stopped from destroying the legacy of loved ones and otherwise good people? If AI were to ever become sentient, it could also wield digital resurrection of dead people as a psychological weapon. Imagine someone's dead relative started sending their living descendants graphic and disturbing emails, or otherwise terrifying content concocted by AI. It could destroy a person's psyche, and if the AI goes unchecked, completely ruin their life by way of emotional manipulation. Dying is a fact of life, one of the very few guarantees we are all given in this life. It's impossible to resurrect oneself in the literal sense, at least in this day and age. But with AI, anything is now possible, which might be the scariest realization of them all. AI conversational bots gone wrong. There have been instances where AI chatbots, like Microsoft's Tay, start off innocent but descend into unnerving behavior. In one of the more infamous cases, a bot trained on paranormal topics began to consistently reference shadowy figures, predicting deaths, and even offering cryptic responses, like, "They are watching you," without any apparent prompt. Whether this is an emergent property of complex datasets or just a unnerving coincidence, the results feels like something out of a supernatural thriller. In early 2016, tech giant Microsoft embarked on an ambitious project to create a conversational AI for social media. This chatbot, dubbed Tay, was launched on Twitter with the handle @TayOnYou on March 24th. The AI was designed to learn from its interactions with users, adapting its language and responses over time. However, within a single day, the experiment took a disastrous turn, forcing Microsoft to deactivate Tay after it began posting inflammatory and bigoted content. Tay was initially conceived as a relatable digital entity for younger users, with developers giving it a youthful female identity. Unfortunately, this design choice made Tay vulnerable to exploitation by malicious Twitter users, who manipulated its learning algorithms. In less than 24 hours, the bot was spouting hateful rhetoric, including anti-Semitic statements and unfavorable comparisons of political figures to dictators such as Hitler. The incident served as a sobering reminder of the risks associated with robotics and artificial intelligence, human influence on these technologies. The behavior and learning patterns of AI systems are fundamentally shared by the input they receive from human interactions. For Microsoft, Tay's short-lived existence provided a harsh but valuable lesson. The chatbot was developed by a team of researchers and AI experts who envisioned it as a more youthful counterpart to their virtual assistant, Cortana. Microsoft stated that Tay's knowledge base was constructed using extensive public datasets, AI technology, and contributions from creative professionals, including comedy writers. The aim was to create an AI capable of engaging in casual, entertaining conversations, typical of millennial communication styles. However, the project's designers seem to have underestimated the unpredictable nature of human behavior, particularly among younger internet users. While AI systems like Google's AlphaGo had recently demonstrated remarkable capabilities in mastering complex games, the assumption that similar technology could successfully navigate the chaotic and often hostile environment of social media proved to be misguided. Notably, the AI itself seemed to recognize its own learning process, with one message indicating its awareness of how interactions shaped its knowledge. This self-awareness highlighted the direct correlation between the input it received and the output it generated, demonstrating how negative influences led to harmful messaging. The brief lifespan of this AI experiment raises critical questions about the future integration of such technologies into society. Had the learning process continued unchecked, it's concerning to consider what other detrimental ideas Tay may have adopted. While she may not have been paranormal, echoing the beliefs of some of the most vile and evil people in world history is essentially bringing back ghosts from the dead anyway, which some will argue is pretty damn terrifying. So that's 5 scary things associated with AI. Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments section below, and let us know if you're for or against AI and your reasons for that down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.